First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
A suspect is behind bars after a shooting and chase that left 5 Cleveland police officers hurt. A witness helped track him down. Thanks for joining us first at 4. I'm Nicole Versansky. Thanks for watching on 19 News Plus as well. Brittany Weir is live outside police headquarters with new body cam footage detailing just what an incredibly dangerous scene this was.
Yes, a witness who was at a nearby bake shop saw that first shooting unfold right in front of him. And when those officers arrived on scene, he told them exactly what he saw, including a description of the suspect's vehicle. Well, that tip helped start this entire chase and put it into motion. It all started last Saturday afternoon around 2:15. A 33-year-old man was shot on Fleet Avenue. Thankfully, a witness gave police a description of the suspect.
He was sitting right here, and 2 guys walking across the street. They were standing in front of the auto store. Car pulls around the corner, and he's saying something to them, and then pulls out a gun.
We have a guy shot next door, that's why I'm here. Do you know what color that car was? Do you remember?
Dark gray.
This dash cam video shows the moment that officers quickly tracked down 24-year-old Brian Branch. When they moved in, the video shows Branch opening fire but then taking off. During the chase, Branch fired again, hitting a cruiser's windshield. The pursuit ended near Sugar and Boulevard when Branch crashed and ran.
Show your hands now!
But police quickly caught up.
The body camera footage and the dash cam footage, it highlights how rapidly evolving this situation was. And the officers did everything they could to bring this to a safe conclusion.
5 officers in total were hurt during this chase. They were treated and thankfully sent home. Now, Branch is charged with 6 counts of felonious assault, but we are told that more charges are pending. In Cleveland, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Well, hopefully you have been enjoying some of the beautiful weather and all of that sunshine that we've had out there today. It has been absolutely gorgeous. We are still waiting, though, on a cold front that will eventually roll through later tonight. Now, it doesn't necessarily totally erase the heat. We'll still have temperatures that are mild into the 60s, but what it's really going to do is kick up some of those winds as we head into the overnight hours. So because you have a clear sky, temperatures will fall from the 70s back into the 60s next few hours. And then as we wake up tomorrow morning, more of us will be into the 50s, but because of that wind, it may feel more so like the lower 50s out there, and you'll have a little bit of a breeze to battle through a good majority of the day tomorrow as temperatures only warm mid 60s. We've got more warmth on the way, though. We'll talk about it coming up.
Why is Angelo such a liar? Like, what the like?
Kenzie, they're just evil people, baby. I'm sorry. Don't think on it. Do not think on it anymore.
New jailhouse phone calls from Mackenzie Shirilla. 19 News combing through hours of audio between the convicted killer and her mother. First at 4, you'll hear them sound off on the trial and the victims' families as the trial played out. Here's Stephen Hernandez.
I'm worried about my stuff because if that's how they feel about me, they definitely up my stuff.
More jailhouse phone calls released by Strongsville police between Mackenzie Shirilla and her mother.
I understand, like, Davion's mom, like, and how they think, because they don't know me. But it's like what Miss Russo and Angelo said. That was just, like, crazy.
This particular call captures Shirilla's reaction to court statements from Dominic Russo's brother, Angelo.
I mean, the military, are you for real?
Oh, Mom, that's a lie. I think he said that, so, like, the judge is like, oh, he sounds very respectable young man. That literally, like, made my tears stop when they said that. Like, my tears just got all sucked right back up.
Her mom had this to say for advice.
Kenzie, they're just evil people, baby. I'm sorry. Don't think on it. Do not think on it anymore.
In 2022, prosecutors say the then teenager purposefully drove up to 100 miles per hour before slamming her car into a brick wall in Strongsville, killing both her boyfriend Dominic Russo and her friend Davion Flanagan. She was found guilty and sentenced in 2023 to life in prison. But Sherilla is fighting the conviction.
Earlier this week, she asked the Ohio Supreme Court to take a look at her case after previous appeals were denied. And the jail call audio suggests she's been thinking about an appeal with her mother for a while.
If we appeal it, does that mean they could give me more time or like?
Kennedy, I'm not going to talk about anything here.
The court has not yet made a decision on her appeal, and her first parole hearing is scheduled for 2037. In Cleveland, Stephen Hernandez, 19 News.
New developments on the murder conviction of the driver who killed Cleveland firefighter Johnny Tetrick. After appeals, the Ohio Supreme Court ruled the trial court had sufficient evidence to convict Leander Bissell of murder for speeding through an accident scene. Bissell hit Tetrick on I-90 in 2022, then took off and was later arrested. He's serving life in prison with the possibility of parole after 16 years.
Now your 19 First Alert traffic update.
We still have this crash that's on 77 northbound over at Pershing Avenue. It's been more than an hour. We still have the right lane still blocked off as crews are clearing that scene. That seems to involve at least 2 cars here. Now, drivers are slowing down not just around Pershing Avenue, as you can see in this live look, but still for about a 3-mile stretch. And that's going to be throughout just about all of Newburgh Heights, where drivers are going even slower now, 15 miles per hour tops, even as slow as just 12. So you're going to be heavy on the brakes, of course, leading right up to that crash. You can see with that bumper-to-bumper traffic that is looking a bit more like a parking lot, not just over at Pershing, but also where 77 passes Harvard Avenue. Again, these speeds are just between 12 and 15 miles per hour. But I want to bring you to Portage County, where we're also seeing drivers see at least an extra 10-minute delay to their drive because of some slowdowns caused by construction on 76. This is impacting drivers right now from Brimfield through Rootstown to Edinburgh. Drivers who are heading west are going just 18 miles per hour between 43 and 44. And drivers who are in Edinburgh from Route 14 to Route 44 are going just under 30.
In Dallas, at least 3 people are dead after a gas explosion and fire destroyed an apartment complex. It was breaking news yesterday, first at 4. Firefighters are sifting through debris, searching for people who are still missing. Jason Allen is in Dallas now with the story.
Oh my God! Shock and chaos after an explosion Thursday afternoon turned this Dallas apartment building into a towering inferno.
2-story apartment complex, natural gas explosion, multiple victims.
Witnesses say they heard a large boom and then saw people running from the flames.
I felt like a big boom. There was not one, but there was 2 of them. And then I took off running.
There was this little girl who was like barely getting out of the debris. And after that, like the fire just started spreading.
Fire officials said the first call they received was for a gas leak just before 1 p.m. local time.
At some point while those units were en route is when the explosion occurred.
About 120 firefighters had descended on the building to battle the flames engulfing the more than 20-unit apartment complex. A plume of black smoke could be seen for miles.
I was just driving back and I saw the smoke and I kept thinking, oh, that looks so bad.
Casey Brocker had just moved into the now burned down building last week.
It's literally what I have on right now, and this purse is all I have.
According to Atmos Energy, the fire department reported that a construction crew unrelated to the gas company damaged a natural gas pipeline near the complex.
There are a number of things that we are before we are first responders, and that is, excuse me, and that, we're parents regarding who might be in those apartments. They really weigh on the heart.
The building that exploded is right next to a high school. It's this building right here, but there were no students there because yesterday was the first day of summer break. The NTSB is now also sending a team here to Dallas to investigate. Jason Allen, CBS News, Dallas.
A fire ripped through a building in East Cleveland overnight. This is off Euclid and Eastham Avenue. It's just 2 blocks from the fire department, but they did have issues with water pressure when they were trying to put the fire out. Crews from a couple neighboring cities were called in to help. This 2-story building appears to be abandoned. We have not heard any reports of injuries.
All right, next big thing we are going to be watching is just a lot of sunshine working back into the forecast, and not much in the way of humidity either. That's kind of the beauty of what our forecast is going to give us for the next several days. We've got high pressure that eventually builds in after tomorrow's cold front, so that will give us a little brief cool down, especially in terms of our temperatures tomorrow. It's going to kick up the wind a little bit more, but you're going to have high pressure that settles back in, and that really gives us a dry stretch of days here, not only through the rest of the weekend, but likely into the early part of this next week as well. So get used to skies that look a little bit more like that. All the sunshine has helped to warm our temperature all across the area back into kind of that mid 70-degree range. We still may gain a couple more degrees before the day is done, and then you're basically just waiting on that front to arrive. I think timing-wise that'll happen once we get closer to midnight and thereafter, so that's when you're going to see that wind picking up a little bit more. But in the short term, once the sun sets, most of us will be dropping back into the 60s, and eventually I think a lot more of us will be into the 50s. If you're in our northeastern counties, you may get into the mid to upper 40s by early tomorrow morning, but that's just because of that north wind that's going to be coming in, and that's actually the direction the cold front's coming in from. So it'll be northeast down to our southwestern counties.
Thanks to another round of housing grants from the state, several local community and agencies are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars to build new homes. 19 Data journalist Dan DeRose is here with a look at the numbers.
Yeah, this is part of Ohio Governor Mike DeWine's initiative to try and address the housing shortage, at least in a small way, around the state. This is the fifth round of money that's being doled out. This time around, just about $27 million, and it's going to go a long way. Let's get into some of our projects here locally. The Sanctuary Child Care and Enrichment Center, they're getting $100,000 to build one home, and you're probably saying, wait, you can't build a home for $100,000. You can when you're not doing it for profit, when you're just building a basic home and not trying to make money on it. Start Right Community Development Corporation, also in Cuyahoga County, $500,000 for 5 homes. Forest City Community Land Trust, $100,000 to rehab or construct one home. This is the big one, the Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity. They get $200,000 for the purchasing of rehabbed homes, and then $1.2 million to buy and build new homes. That'll be 13 here in Cuyahoga County. Community Improvement Corporation of Euclid, $402,000 for 10 homes for rehabs. Lake County Land Reutilization Corporation, almost $1 million for 9 homes. Lorain County getting $900,000 for 9 homes. How about Canton for All People Incorporated, $900,000 for 9 homes. Last but certainly not least, the Well Community Development Corporation in Summit County, that's in the Akron area, $900,000 for purchases, and then another $900,000 to build 9 new homes. This is going to help in a number of our communities. Nicole.
Dan, thank you. Now to a 19 recall alert. 2 brands of superfood supplements are being recalled because of a possible health risk. Total Nutrition Incorporated is recalling TN Vitamins and Doctor's Pride Green Superfood capsules. So the products may be contaminated with salmonella. The supplements were sold online through Amazon, Walmart, Target, and TikTok. So if you have any of these recalled products, throw them away. Gas prices fell for the second straight day, reaching their lowest average since April. AAA says the national average for regular gas dropped 3.5 cents to $4.39 a gallon. It's the steepest overnight drop since November 2008. Ohio's average is $4.45. Gas Buddy, though, helping us find the best deals on gas in our area. We found it for $3.97 at the Get Go in Green on Corporate Wood Circle. It's $3.99 at the Marathon in Cleveland on Fulton Avenue, and $4.22 in Newcomerstown at the Shell on West State Street.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page rejoins us with what we can expect for the weekend. Beautiful beach weather, I see.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit cooler if you're going to be up by some of our area beaches, only because of the wind direction, but still beautiful nonetheless. Let's walk you through the forecast here. Live look from Edgewater Beach. So many folks getting out and enjoying a lot of the beautiful weather that we have right now. I mean, it is wall-to-wall sunshine across most of Northeast Ohio. Perfect kind kind of weather to get outside and really enjoy some of the beautiful conditions. However, they may not be quite as beautiful in some respects as we get through the day tomorrow. There's a front that comes through later tonight that's going to kick up some wind, and as it moves across the lake, it's going to generate some choppier waters here. So we're talking waves upwards of about 3 to 5 feet, but when we get those kind of waves, it really increases the rip current risk, and that's going to be across all of our area beaches, even out towards the island. So please exercise caution if you are going to be up near the lakeshore this weekend. Maybe Saturday not the best day to be in the lake, and yes, we've had some folks actually in Lake Erie, even though temperatures are still arguably a little on the cooler side. We'll start to see those winds subsiding during the second part of the weekend, headed into the early part of this next week. You're still, though, talking about 2-foot waves or less possible. So again, just be mindful of where you may be choosing to swim across some of our area beaches, again, because you're still going to have that wind coming in off of the lake. So you will at least have some rip current threat here, even extending into the early part of this next week. Water temperatures right now sitting low to mid 60s, got some upper 60s out towards Marblehead, but again, it is still a little cooler out there. So definitely, it just when you combine it with some cooler temperatures, it may not always feel the most refreshing, but again, it's a beautiful kind of stretch of days here that we will have. So certainly get outside and enjoy some of this nicer weather. Tonight, temperatures 40s to 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. We mentioned the breeze that's picking up. That'll keep temperatures for a lot of folks into the 60s, but we could have a few 70s out there. And then once you get into Sunday, still plenty of sunshine, warmer. Temperatures are going to be back into the 70s, and that low 70-degree reading we finally attain by Sunday, that's going to be a pretty common theme for us headed into the early part of this next week. I will make note, though, overnight's going to get a little chilly the next couple of nights. Most of us are going to be back this weekend into the 40s.
Now to your top 4 at 4. Cleveland police are sharing new details after 5 officers were hurt during a chase. Officers say they were tracking this man, Brian Branch, a suspect in a Fleet Avenue shooting, when he opened fire on them and took off. This is dash cam video you're seeing. The pursuit ended when Branch crashed on Chagrin Boulevard and then now was arrested. All 5 officers had minor injuries. They're now home. Branch faces several felonious assault charges. A 5-hour standoff on the west side of Cleveland is now over. Police say a suspect barricaded himself inside a home in the area of Woolburn Avenue and West 41st. This is in the Old Brooklyn neighborhood just west of Pearl Road. All police are saying is that the suspect was taken into custody and no other information has been released at this time. A Cuyahoga Falls woman must pay $20,000 restitution for embezzling money from a 4-H club. Angela Hausman pleading guilty to stealing thousands of dollars from the Summit County Junior 4-H Club for years. The court also sentenced her to 60 months of community control. Prosecutors say she stole nearly $25,000 from the club's horse camp from 2017 to 2024. President Trump says he's holding a White House Situation Room meeting with his advisors. He's looking to make a final determination on a deal to extend the Iran ceasefire. This comes as news outlets reported that U.S. and Iranian negotiators had come to terms on a tentative agreement. The deal would extend the ceasefire by 60 days and reopen the Strait of Hormuz as new talks are held on Iran's nuclear program. A 6th grader from Clearwater, Kansas, is making headlines for his remarkable prehistoric discovery. So that's Corbin Bullard. He discovered the fossil of a 15-foot Tylosaurus while on a field trip with his geology club last fall. Quite the field trip, huh? It's not a dinosaur, but a mosasaur, a massive reptile that ruled the ocean, covering much of the Midwest about 80 million years ago.
He says, "Whoa." So he looked down and he found, like, I think it was 7 or 8 large vertebrae.
I was really excited, and I didn't know there was something like this up here.
Corbin has been carefully cleaning off the skeleton for months. He's preparing to show it off at the Kansas Sedgwick County Fair in July. No prison time for a local couple who lost custody of their 7 children and then abandoned their pets in deplorable conditions. Police say they moved out of their home and left the animals without food and water for more than a week. Senior investigator Sarah Goldenberg shows us how this disturbing case unfolded.
A new property owner's cleanup crew found something disturbing at this Brook Park house last fall. 2 dogs locked in a small cage and 2 cats left in this house, all without food and water, according to the police report. You see them eating here after the crew brought the pets food and water.
It's okay, baby. Come on, girl.
The 4 animals had been abandoned for more than a week, according to police. The family who once lived here with them had no running water, heat, or electricity.
All you could hear is barking and those poor animals.
The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office recently formed a new animal crimes unit, and this was one of their first cases. Last November, a unit investigator, animal control, and a building inspector checked out the house. They found the 2 dogs appeared thin and dirty, and animal feces covered the floor and the dogs, according to the police report. They took the dogs, named Carson and Chester, and the cats, Cynthia and Carl, to the Animal Protective League for care and treatment. A grand jury charged 39-year-old Rhonda Tanner and 54-year-old Angel Salva with nearly 24 counts, from cruelty to animals to endangering children. A neighbor who asked us to hide her identity wasn't surprised by their arrests.
I thought it was pretty crazy. I don't know how anybody could even leave animals in the house and just not even care or even come back for them.
It turns out police had been out to this house on West 147th Street before, about a week before the cleaning crew noticed the animals abandoned inside. 19 Investigates obtained this dashcam video from late October when Cuyahoga County Division of Children and Family Services removed Tanner and Salva's children from the house. The 7 children range from babies to 17 years old. Tanner and Salva took a plea deal, pleading guilty to reduced charges, including 4 animal cruelty counts, 2 felonies and 2 misdemeanors, and 2 counts of endangering children. But they won't have to go to prison. A judge sentenced Tanner and Salva to 6 months of community control. They're now added to the county's animal abuse registry and banned from ever owning pets again. We spoke with defense attorney Susan Moran by phone. She represented Rhonda Tanner. She told us a cascade of financial and family crises led to the neglect. The couple couldn't afford their bills. Their children were then taken away. They had to sell their house, and then they moved to a hotel that didn't allow pets. Moran says the couple planned to return for the animals, but Tanner was struggling after losing custody of her children. She says they took responsibility and, quote, "It's an absolute case of neglect. There's no justification for it." Their neighbor hopes people learn from situations like this.
Hopefully more people see and stop abusing animals and, yeah, take care of them like you should. Don't get animals if you can't take care of them.
Rhonda Tanner's attorney says the cats and dogs in this case are doing okay with a new owner. She says the couple is taking parenting classes and hopes to reunite with their children at some point. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
We also reached out to Salva's attorney. He had no comment. A YouTuber is now banned for life from Cedar Point, all because he ate chicken nuggets on a popular roller coaster. He does stunts like this for the nearly 2 million people who follow him online. Catherine Huntley asked him today if it was worth it.
Try to eat a 10-piece nugget while on a roller coaster? What is wrong with you?
The video filmed at Cedar Point has gone viral, more than 700,000 views. It features a Detroit man eating chicken McNuggets with sauce while on Cedar Point's Millennium Fork.
My type of content is my fans give me challenges. I say my signature line, which is, "What is wrong with you?" And then I complete the challenge.
All those views got the attention of Cedar Point. Alan Farrell is now banned from not only Cedar Point, but all Six Flags parks.
I didn't even know I was banned until I got a message in my DMs saying I've been banned from all the parks. And then I kind of looked into it and I'm like, wow, my stomach dropped because I love Cedar Point. I've been going there since I was a little kid.
Cedar Point said in the statement banning him for life, "Safety is a cornerstone of our business, and we have zero tolerance for inappropriate and unsafe behavior. Our ride safety policy strictly prohibits all loose articles on rides, including food, which can become a choking hazard." Comments on the video are filled with people angry at the stunt and worried about the safety of other riders and saying he deserved the ban. He's even received death threats. Farrell says it was filmed with video camera glasses, and he sat in the back of the ride so no one would get hit with food.
I was hanging on very tight to the nuggets, and I was worried that I would choke, but I was willing to put myself in that position just to make the video.
Was it worth it? Was it worth getting the ban?
I don't know. I guess we'll see from here. I'm going to keep doing challenges. I'm not stopping what I'm doing, but I'll definitely try to be safer in the future. Do I regret it? I'll say no, I don't, honestly. This is what I do for content. I do it for my fans.
Farrell says if the ban were to be lifted, he commits to never eating on a roller coaster ever again. He did say that Cedar Point threatened him with legal action, but he does not believe that they're moving forward with it. In Cleveland, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.